Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Jordan. Thanks for watching. Today I've got a re-review for you guys. I've had this guitar about a year. It's the Ibanez AE295LGS. It's a cool guitar. I've really enjoyed owning it. I have written a lot of songs on it. I've played lots of open mics with it. I have played several different gigs, paid gigs, as well as playing this guitar pretty much every Sunday at my church for the last 10 months or so. And I did one singer-songwriter competition with it back in August of 2023. So I've used this guitar quite a bit. I have spent a lot of time with it, and I just kind of wanted to share some of my experience with you guys. If you're thinking about buying an Ibanez AE style guitar, I'll tell you why I bought it. And if you want all the rest of the specs and stuff, go watch my review on it, or demo, or whatever it was. I put that out about a year ago now. And I'll link that, down in the description or up here where you can find it easily. This guitar has a little bit of a longer scale length and a little bit of a bigger body. So those were two of the initial reasons why I bought it. I needed the bigger body for sound projection because I play a lot of unplugged music, and I just needed to be able to get enough volume to get it out there to where people can hear it. Also, the longer scale length helps me with lower tunings. So right now I've got it in a C sharp to C sharp. Which sounds pretty good. It's not perfectly intonated for that, so if you start working up the neck doing chords and stuff, you'll start to notice that it's not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. The next thing that I really appreciated about this guitar, and I didn't know this until after I bought it, was that the electronics are actually really great in this guitar. It has a magnetic bar pickup right here on the base of the neck, and it has volume and tone on the back here, end pin for the outlet, as well as a battery box. And I played this guitar at an open mic night where a professional musician friend of mine who travels around, the Western states and does a lot of gigs, lots of breweries and stuff like that. So he sets up his own PA system, runs his own sound, and, has to make his own mix. His name is Quinlan Valdez. I'll link his music down below on Spotify or Apple or something, so you guys can find it if you want. And he came up to me after the open mic night, or, after my set at the open mic, and said, "Hey man, that guitar sounds really good. It complements your voice really nicely, and, it just sounds fantastic." And for a professional musician to come say that to me about a guitar that I had just plugged in and played, I hadn't hardly messed with the sound at all, other than the tone a little bit and the volume a little bit, just to kind of make everything balanced nicely. I mean, that was high praise. So that was really cool. So that was awesome to know that this guitar has really good electronics. And then the other thing that really sucked me into buying this guitar was just the aesthetics of it. Every detail on this guitar is really good. Starting up at the headstock, I don't really like the headstock shape itself, but the Ibanez inlay and this little inlay here, beautiful, with the black, the black cap over the headstock. It's just beautiful. The nut is cut nicely, but I don't really care too much about that because I could cut in a new nut if I wanted to, right? But if you look at these guitars a little closer, you can see on the edges, there is actually binding on the neck of the guitar that is made out of wood. It's not like a plastic binding like it is around the body. There's, wooden binding along the edge of the neck all the way down, even next to the pickup itself. The inlay up the neck is super beautiful, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted this guitar, is because it looks really cool. And even, around the sound hole, it's beautiful, beautiful inlay here. The clear pick guard, I don't know if I'm a fan of it or not, but it's not, honestly, not a make it or break it thing for me. And then the bridge looks really cool with these cutouts in it. And so all of those things combined, it just seemed like a really fun guitar and a really cool guitar to own. Now, there are a few things I don't like about it. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really love the tone of this guitar. It's just a solid top and then laminated back and sides. But I think the biggest thing is, I thought that I really liked mahogany top guitars. And I do. I think they're great and they sound great. And I'll probably buy another one at some point. But I got tired of the tone after a few months. I just really, It's a really great platform to build a sound off of. So like if you're using pedals and stuff plugged in, this works really good because like I say, it's got a really good, you know, set of electronics in it. But as far as just the tone itself, it doesn't have any of its own character. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually so clean. So let me strum a couple of chords for you. It's so straightforward. You know, like a triple O has a little bit of an immediate response, kind of a little bit of a, you know, its own attack. And then dreadnoughts, they can be a little bit more pokey if you play it by the bridge, which, I mean, this can be too. But it just doesn't sound good. That's not what this guitar was made for. It is really made to be strummed, you know, over the sound hole and have that kind of mild tone to it. And I like that for some stuff. I really do, don't get me wrong. But for everything I do, it just doesn't work. So I got tired of the tone pretty quick. And then the playability and the feel of this guitar, they're really good, but it's not one of those guitars that for me, when I pick it up, it's not one of those guitars I can't put back down. You know, every now and again you run across a guitar and you just have to keep playing it. You have to pick it up every time you walk by it. And this guitar is just not that for me. I don't know if it's the neck or, like I say, the tone just isn't, you know, it isn't super inspiring to me right now. And I definitely have been inspired by it. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, I use these lower tunings and I've written tons of songs in lower tunings, and it works really good for, you know, softer rock type stuff. Perfect for that. But it's just not, it's not a lifelong guitar for me. And I guess the last thing I would say about this guitar is if you're going to buy one of these and you're going to try to resell it, you don't think you'll like it and probably not going to keep it, just be aware that you're going to lose money on it, because I've had this guitar for about a year. It's been for sale for about half of that time and nobody has taken me up on it. I've had one guy come look at it and he wasn't interested in the price that I had on it, not because of the guitar itself, just, you know, money-wise, it was a little tight for him. But they don't get a lot of hype, so not a lot of people are willing to pay top dollar for them or even used prices. So just know that going into it, if you want to buy one of these to resell it, it's not going to be a good investment. But if you want to buy it to keep it, I do think it is a good quality guitar. Like I said, it's not a lifelong guitar for me, but it is a really good quality guitar. It's a $600 guitar made in China, but Ibanez's quality control is really good. And I mean, it is beautiful. I do love most of the details about this guitar. I love almost everything about it. It's just not my lifelong type of guitar. So I hope that's helpful for you. I'm not trying to end on a negative note. I just want to be completely honest. Like I say, this guitar is for sale. So if somebody wants to buy this, you know, it'll be on Reverb or, you know, something here in the near future. And you should be able to find it pretty easily. But they are cool guitars. I'm not trying to steer anybody away from buying one. Like I say, I think they're great for the money. And if you're using it as a working guitar or, you know, like a stage guitar, just because of the looks of it, it'll serve you well. It'll serve you so well. It's a great songwriting guitar. And yeah, I've really enjoyed owning it. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'd love to answer a few if I wasn't specific or I was kind of, you know, if I didn't cover something that you're really curious about, just ask me down in the comments below. I'd love to get back to you here pretty soon. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.